My name is Hanafi, and I'm the founder of NovaResp, the company that is revolutionizing the treatment of obstructive sleep apnea through comfort innovation. Obstructive sleep apnea is the blockage of airway that could last periods of 10 seconds up to 2 minutes. This could happen hundreds of times a night. Comorbidities associated to obstructive sleep apnea are type 2 diabetes, higher chances of heart attacks, higher chances of strokes, depression, higher chances of car accidents. It is estimated that 1 billion people globally are affected by it. It is growing to be 1.4 billion people by 2050. 80% of these patients are currently undiagnosed, and from those that are diagnosed, over half of them refuse to use therapy. They're non-adherent to therapy. That would be CPAP therapy. Is there competition to CPAPs? Yes. There is pills and oral appliances that don't work on severe sleep apnea patients. There is neurostimulators that are minimally invasive and expensive, and then there is surgery. So CPAPs remain the gold standard of therapy, except that adherence to therapy is low. In the past few decades, there has been zero comfort innovation in this market. Now, why is adherence to therapy low? Well, you're wearing a mask during sleep, and there's a tube, and you're attached to your bedside table. Of course, it's uncomfortable. But if the doctor tells you that you're going to get heart attacks and strokes, you'll end up using your machine, except that in the beginning of the night, pressure is low. While you fall asleep, pressure goes higher and higher. Halfway through the night, you realize the pressure is too much on your face. You rip the mask off, and you become a non-adherent patient. CMAP, our product, is a patented AI-enabled software that predicts and prevents apneas before they would happen. By doing so, reduces the pressure of therapy, makes it more comfortable for patients. If you think of your airway like a party balloon, in the beginning of blowing up a party balloon, you push really hard and then it gets easier, right? Same with the airway. If you know it's going to collapse, you need less pressure to keep it open. That's what CMAP does. But let's go through the patient journey. Patients are diagnosed with obstructive sleep apnea. They're sent home with a trial CPAP machine. If within the first 3 months of use, you find the 30 consecutive day that for 70% of those days, they use the machine for more than 4 hours a night, Medicare covers the cost of the machine, and Medicare covers the cost of resupply, consumables, the tube and mask quarterly. Yet, there is 40 to 50% of patients that do not meet that 4 hours criteria. Improving adherence by using CMAP will increase the revenue for manufacturers, will increase the revenue for DMEs in terms of selling devices every 5 years and the consumables quarterly. DMEs will spend less labor costs talking to patients, trying to convince them to use it for over 4 hours a night. And most importantly, patients will have a better quality of life. Now, why is 10% adherence important? Because it's equivalent, not even considering the growth in this market, it's equivalent to $700 million a year more revenue for current manufacturers in the market. We have the software ready to go on any CPAP machine in the market, and of course, by lowering the pressure of therapy, futuristic, wearable, battery-enabled machines could be possible. We first collected data from patients, proved that you can predict apneas. That was the first time that anyone had done that. Then we used those predictions to actually prevent individual apneas in a first-in-human trial. Successfully did that as well. Our focus at that time wasn't to lower the pressure of therapy. We spent 2023 improving CMAP and lowering the pressure of therapy. And currently, as I'm speaking to you, there are patients that are enjoying using CMAP. We have 50 more patients to go on a comfort study that's just started. We're going to prove that we can lower the pressure of therapy without compromising efficacy. Efficacy being AHI in this case. AHI is the number of apneas you get per hour. Like my father has obstructive apnea, severe obstructive sleep apnea. He would get 70 events an hour, and CPAP would reduce that number. So AHI would be less. By lowering the pressure, you're at the risk of compromising AHI and increasing it, but CMAP doesn't let that happen. We're also doing a 200-patient study to quantify how much adherence we're improving in 2024. Speaking of comfort, reducing the pressure and not compromising AHI, there's a bit of a breaking news in this market. This paper came out of the Lancet that's warning everyone that high-pressure CPAP therapy could potentially lead to cardiovascular disease due to inflammation that it causes. Patients with cancer, patients with COPD that are on CPAP machines, they're all at risk of inflammation already, so the authors have recommended reducing the pressure of therapy and compromising AHI. You reduce the pressure, you get more apneas. You would be saved from the cardiovascular disease that may be coming. However, but the other comorbidities of obstructive sleep apnea are about to happen. What does CMAP do? Reduces the pressure of therapy, does not compromise AHI. This is an actual patient data that I'm showing you, and it's pure magic, to be honest. Patients are also enjoying using CMAP. I even heard from a partner that the air coming out of the mask, the exhaust of airflow that comes out of the mask of the partner used to wake her up, and she couldn't sleep well next to her husband, and that has reduced now, and she's sleeping better. Of course, with AI comes personalization, and we have strong IP in this area. Our first product would be installed on any CPAP machine in the market. It would work on the general population. Next step would be to add personalization, and the step after that would be to add digital health and other software as a service products to that. Our leadership team is pretty strong. Dr. Neil Smith is the founder of one of North America's largest privately owned sleep shops. Mr. Raj Sodhi is a well-known global leader in digital health and former president of software as a service at ResMed. Myself, I have a PhD in biomedical engineering, specialized in respiratory mechanics, multiple patents in the field. Our medical advisory board is even more impressive. Dr. Rina Mehra, that's the head of sleep medicine at University of Washington. Dr. Fietze and Penzel at the Charité Institute of Berlin, which is basically the Mayo Clinic of Europe. These doctors write the guidelines for European and American doctors through European Respiratory Society and American Thoracic Society. We have multiple patents issued in the field and some pending in different geographies. We just filed the PCT for the personalization patent and more patents in the line. We have an oversubscribed, fully committed round, so we're not raising currently. This will fund us to do the studies that I mentioned and land our manufacturing partners. We address patient adherence, which is the clear market impediment. We also do that by not compromising patients' health. It is a large and undeniably growing market. We've already demonstrated that CMAP works, and we've protected our IP. I used to say that we lower the pressure of therapy using AI to make it more comfortable. Now I can say that we're potentially also making therapy safer for patients. Thank you very much.